Donald Trump's latest scandal is a bombshell that threatens the very foundation of America's social safety net. A whistleblower from the Social Security Administration, SSA, has exposed a reckless scheme by Trump's so-called Department of Government Efficiency, DOGE team, which allegedly dumped the personal data of over 300 million Americans onto a vulnerable cloud server with no oversight. This catastrophic blunder risks widespread identity theft and could force the government to reissue Social Security numbers for every citizen at a staggering cost. As Trump's approval ratings plummet to a pitiful 37%, this scandal paints him as a weak, confused, and corrupt figure whose mismanagement has humiliated the nation once again. Let's set the stage. Donald Trump, the self-proclaimed genius who brags about his big, beautiful policies, has once again proven he's incapable of leading a lemonade stand, let alone the United States. The Social Security scandal unfolding before our eyes is not just a bureaucratic hiccup. It's a glaring testament to Trump's dysfunctional leadership. According to a whistleblower, Charles Borges, the SSA's chief data officer, Trump's DOGE team, those tech bro acolytes he handpicked to streamline government, uploaded a critical database containing the names, social security numbers, addresses, birth dates, citizenship statuses, and even parental information of over 300 million Americans to a cloud server that's about as secure as a screen door on a submarine. This isn't some low-level intern's mistake. This is a colossal failure orchestrated by Trump's inner circle, exposing every American to the risk of identity theft, fraud, and financial ruin. What's worse, Borges warned his superiors repeatedly that this move was a very high-risk disaster waiting to happen. Did they listen? Of course not. This is Trump's America, where loyalty to the dear leader trumps competence every time. The database, known as the humiliated file, is a goldmine for hackers. A one-stop shop for every piece of personal information needed to wreak havoc on millions of lives. Borges's 18-page complaint lays it bare. There's no security oversight, no tracking of who accessed the data, and no safeguards to prevent bad actors from exploiting it. Imagine the chaos if this server is breached. Seniors losing their benefits, families stripped of health care, and the government footing a multi-billion-dollar bill to clean up Trump's mess. This is what happens when you let a reality TV star play President Trump's response? Predictably, he's doubled down, claiming the SSA is stronger than ever, while his administration scrambles to cover up the fallout. The SSA insists the data is walled off from the internet. But Borges, the guy who actually knows what he's talking about, says otherwise. Who are you going to believe? A career data officer raising the alarm, or Trump's cronies desperately trying to save face? This is the same administration that slashed 7,000 SSA jobs, 12% of its workforce, while crowing about efficiency. Efficiency? More like a masterclass in incompetence. Americans are already anxious about Social Security's future, with 61% expecting benefit cuts under Trump's watch. And this scandal only fuels that fear. Let's talk about Trump's so-called One Big Beautiful Bill, which he touts as the savior of Social Security. He bragged at a recent Oval Office ceremony that this legislation delivers the largest tax break for seniors in history by eliminating taxes on Social Security benefits. Sounds great, right? Except it's a lie wrapped in a delusion. The bill doesn't eliminate taxes. It offers a temporary $6,000 deduction for seniors over 65, expiring in 2028. According to the nonpartisan Urban Brookings Tax Policy Center, this benefits less than half of older Americans, mostly those earning between $80,000 and $130,000. For the average retiree scraping by on a fixed income, it's a drop in the bucket. Hardly the game changer Trump claims. Meanwhile, his tax cuts for the wealthy are bleeding the Treasury dry, accelerating Social Security's insolvency from 2034 to as early as 2033. Trump's obsession with optics over substance is on full display here. He stood in the Oval Office on August 14, 2025, signing a proclamation for Social Security's 90th anniversary, patting himself on the back for making Social Security great again. Really, Donald? The SSA's own chief actuary projects that Trump's megabill will drain the trust fund faster, leaving retirees facing a 23% benefit cut by 2033 unless Congress acts. Yet Trump has the gall to claim he's protecting Social Security while his policies push it toward collapse. It's like an arsonist bragging about saving a burning house. And let's not forget the irony. Trump's team claims they've kicked out 275,000 illegal aliens from Social Security, a number that's been debunked as wildly exaggerated. Most of those affected were likely legal immigrants who lost temporary protected status under Trump's deportation agenda. Far from saving money, this move hurts the program's solvency, as immigrants contribute payroll taxes without always collecting benefits. Trump's xenophobic posturing isn't just cruel, it's economically illiterate. This scandal is just the latest chapter in Trump's long history of betraying America's seniors. He promised during his campaign not to touch Social Security or Medicare, swearing he'd protect every penny. Yet his administration's actions tell a different story. The SSA's workforce has been gutted, with 7,000 jobs slashed, making it harder for beneficiaries to get help. Wait times may have dropped in some cases, down to 6 minutes on the national helpline, according to the SSA. But that's cold comfort when the agency is so understaffed that complex cases, like those affected by the Social Security Fairness Act, could take a year to resolve. Then there's the reinstatement of a brutal 100% overpayment recovery rate for Social Security errors starting March 27, 2025. If the SSA accidentally overpays you, they can now claw back your entire check until it's repaid. No mercy, no exceptions. This policy, reversed under Biden to a more reasonable 10% cap, shows Trump's utter disregard for struggling seniors who can't afford to lose a dime. And don't even think about applying for benefits over the phone anymore. Trump's SSA is forcing most applicants to use online accounts or visit understaffed field offices, a nightmare for those without internet access or mobility. Trump's allies aren't helping his case. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent let the cat out of the bag in July, admitting that the Trump accounts created for newborns in the megabill are a backdoor to privatizing Social Security. That's right. Trump's ultimate goal is to hand over your retirement to Wall Street, where fat cat investors can gamble it away. This isn't speculation. It's straight from the mouth of his own Treasury Secretary. Democrats pounced, with Senator Jeanne Shaheen warning that Trump is coming after American seniors with this scam. And let's not forget Elon Musk, who called Social Security a Ponzi scheme before his falling out with Trump. With friends like these, who needs enemies? The American people are waking up to Trump's failures. His approval rating, already a dismal 37%, is sliding further as scandals pile up. From farmers in the North states slamming his tariffs to constituents in Oklahoma calling out his Medicaid cuts, the backlash is growing. At a recent event, one brave citizen confronted a Republican lawmaker with the truth. Trump's megabill slashes Medicare and Medicaid, putting rural hospitals at risk. The lawmaker's response? Denial and deflection, claiming the cuts don't exist despite the text being publicly available on congress.gov. This is the Trump playbook: lie, gaslight, repeat. But people aren't buying it anymore. Social Security's 90th anniversary should have been a moment to celebrate a program that's lifted millions out of poverty since 1935. Instead, Trump turned it into a circus of self-congratulation and misinformation. He and SSA Commissioner Frank Bisignano peddled debunked stats about customer service improvements while ignoring the real threat: a trust fund barreling toward insolvency, exacerbated by Trump's reckless tax cuts. Advocacy groups like the National Committee to Preserve Social Security and Medicare have sounded the alarm, accusing Trump of unprecedented interference and policies that make it harder for Americans to access their earned benefits. Even AIRP reports that confidence in Social Security's future has dropped to 36% in 2025, down from 43% in 2020. The whistleblower's revelations about the DOGE data breach are the nail in the coffin. This isn't just about incompetence. It's about a fundamental betrayal of trust. Trump's administration has treated sensitive data like a toy, handing it over to unvetted tech bros with no regard for the consequences. Borges warned that a breach could cost Americans their health care, food benefits, and financial security. The SSA's feeble assurances that no compromise has occurred ring hollow when the chief data officer himself says the data is vulnerable. If this server is hacked, Trump's legacy will be one of chaos and humiliation. A president who endangered every American's identity to score cheap political points.